Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SCREENY. Simon Cowell is the man behind dozens of memes and one of the most ruthless judge participants on talent competition shows ever. Facing this powerful music producer can make or break a person, because he has a gift of instantly recognizing great talent. He helped One Direction and Fifth Harmony come to prominence, but their success isn't the only thing he'll be remembered for. Cowell's brutal comments often went viral and made him an instant celebrity. But who's the man behind all those snarky jabs and sarcastic remarks? Let's take a look at 10 secrets you didn't know about Simon Cowell. We're here to solve that mystery, and if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Runner on the set of The Shining. You probably never thought you'll hear the names Stanley Kubrick and Simon Cowell in the same sentence, but here we are. According to Cowell's half-brother Tony, Mr. Nasty got his first taste of show business on the set of the cult horror The Shining. He was a runner for Elstree Studios in South London, where production of Kubrick's iconic movie took place. Simon did a lot of menial jobs back in the day, but this was the only one he could actually brag about. His half-brother claims he took a great pride in cleaning Jack Nicholson's axe in between takes.
Here's Johnny!
It was a small contribution to one of the most memorable scenes in the movie, but he probably decided that all work and no play makes Simon a dull boy. He slowly started to climb the ladder of the music industry and found new ways to shine.
I know you was looking to rob somebody.
Number 9. Arrested for a toy gun. Simon's childhood was pretty colorful even before he started polishing props on movie sets. He had a brush with the law at the age of 12 after pointing a toy gun at a bus driver with a couple of friends. The boys thought it would be hilarious if they put a pea gun to the driver's head and ordered him to take them wherever they wanted. The driver tricked them into thinking he's playing along by driving them for around 20 miles. When they reached their final destination, a police car was waiting for them. The little rascals ended up in jail, but they didn't stick around for long. After one of the policemen asked them where they got the guns, the boys admitted they were fake. Their parents eventually picked them up, but facing his mother's fury was worse than being arrested. She punished young Simon by forcing him to gather stones on their family farm for a week. Number 8. Off to a rocky start. Even after his punishment was over, Cowell had to go down a pretty rocky road before transforming into a superstar. He became a high school dropout at the age of 16 after constantly being transferred from one school to another because of his bad behavior. Thanks to his father's connections in the music business, he eventually got his first job in the industry, but it wasn't as fancy as one would expect. Simon worked as a mailroom clerk at EMI Music Publishing for a couple of years, before leaving to start his own record label. His first attempt to break into the biz was a total fiasco. His company E&S Music collapsed after a year, and he had to swallow his pride and move back in with his parents. He wasn't discouraged by his failure, and tried to make a comeback with his new music endeavor Fanfare Records. It went bankrupt in 1989, but Cowell kept fighting for his place under the sun. He set up S Records, and some of his early productions surprisingly included Power Rangers, WrestleMania, and Teletubbies. At the end of the 90s, he signed popular boy band Westlife, and the rest is history. Number 7. Crazy about cartoons. Cowell's connection to Teletubbies doesn't come as a surprise when you take his obsession with cartoons into account. Famous talent judge likes to watch them every morning because they put him in a good mood and make him happy for the rest of the day. Cowell even travels with backup DVDs of his favorite cartoons since he never wants to miss his daily journey to the animated world. He passed his love for cartoons to his son Eric, who's allowed to stay up late and watch them as long as he wants. Not every animated hero is welcome in their household, however. Since Simon banned Dora the Explorer, he told Eric that Dora has gone on a permanent holiday because he finds her voice annoying and doesn't feel like hearing it every day. It's safe to say Dora wouldn't get the golden buzzer from Simon if she appeared on America's Got Talent.
Give and take. Welcome to Washington.
Number 6. Gets drunk to House of Cards. Cartoons aren't Cowell's only TV addiction, and he avoids news like the plague because they're too depressing. What does that leave him with? Netflix. Mr. Nasty isn't immune to the magic of this streaming service, and he likes to see a good show once in a while like the rest of us. House of Cards is his personal favorite, but he can't handle all the twists and turns of this political drama sober. Cowell apparently decided that binge watching is so passé and tried drink watching instead. Does it work? Well, not really. Getting drunk to House of Cards turned out to be one of Simon's bad ideas, because he usually ends up forgetting the whole plot by tomorrow.
Oh my God! I don't believe it.
Number 5. Avid lottery player. Simon Cowell's net worth has been estimated to be £325 million, and he constantly made lists of the most influential people in the music industry. He's been spotted driving numerous super luxurious vehicles, and it's been reported that his collection includes a Rolls-Royce Phantom, Bentley Azure, Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, and an Aston Martin DB9 Volante.
3-point
The list goes on, but you get the point. Don't even get us started on his custom-made Bugatti Veyron he ended up selling for £1 million. Have we mentioned his Malibu beach house worth over $19 million? The man's really got it all, but apparently not enough. Cowell is still buying lottery tickets in hope they'll help him add a couple more million to his bank account. Has he ever actually won anything? We'll probably never know. But the famous producer hinted he could be a major lottery winner by saying he always ticks the no publicity box. Number 4. Rejected offer from VIAGRA. The fact he still plays the lottery makes it seem like Simon Cowell would never say no to a big paycheck, but he draws the line at VIAGRA. The X Factor judge openly spoke about using Botox to maintain his youthful looks, and people at a famous pharmaceutical company felt he could do the same with VIAGRA. Back in 2007, he was offered £1 million to become the face of the popular sex aid drug, but he wasn't too enthusiastic after his agent pitched the idea. Cowell's only response was, "Sorry, but that has to be a fucking insult." Marketing agents from VIAGRA didn't come knocking on his door ever again.
Please be seated.
Number 3. Stole his friend's wife. Cowell had been good friends with property mogul Andrew Silverman, but all hell broke loose in 2013. The famous judge stabbed him in the back and stole his wife Lauren, who got pregnant with Cowell while still being married to Silverman. This soap opera ended with her husband seeking a divorce, citing adultery with Simon as the main reason for this decision. Turns out he deserved his Mr. Nasty reputation after all. The couple eventually settled their divorce out of court and decided to share custody of their son Adam, who was 8 at the time. Cowell confirmed that Lauren was really pregnant with him, and their son Eric was born in February 2014. He also admitted he's not proud of coming between Andrew and his wife, and said he can't hold his head up about it. It's been years since the incident took place, and it seems like the two old friends finally buried the hatchet. Silverman moved on with his new partner Samantha Zimmerman, who was often described as Lauren lookalike by the British media.
This is a warning, which is you move any further, you're in trouble.
Number 2. Wants to clone his dogs. It's no secret Cowell is a big supporter of animal rights. He worked with several charities fighting against cruelty to animals such as PETA and Cruelty Free International. He also donated money to Manchester Dogs Home after dozens of animals died in a devastating fire that ruined the facilities of this organization. He publicly spoke against killing dogs for consumption in Asian countries such as South Korea and said it's the equivalent of eating your friend. Cowell also helped a 3-year-old boy reunite with his puppy after offering a £10,000 reward for the information, leading to the safe return of his beloved pet. If that's not enough to convince you that Simon is crazy about animals, just wait till you hear about the royal treatment he gives his dogs Freddy, Squiddly, and Diddley. He takes them on holidays, lets them sleep in the bed, and even allows them to take a bath with him him once in a while. Cowell wants his 3 Yorkshire Terriers by his side forever, and he's ready to splash out millions to make it happen. He went on the record saying he's planning to clone his dogs. Sources close to the multi-millionaire claim that he was impressed by the work of Suam Biotech, the company responsible for creating Britain's first clone dog. He reportedly wants to recreate the experiment using Freddy, Squiggly, and Diddley as their subjects.
This guy's still alive.
Number 1. Thinking about having his body frozen. If you think cloning your pets is too crazy, you may want to cover your ears for this one. During a private dinner hosted by Prime Minister Gordon Brown, Cowell reportedly said he's thinking about having his body cryogenically frozen after his death. According to the president of Cryogenics Institute, Dennis Kowalski, this method of low-temperature preservation became very popular amongst billionaires, Hollywood celebs, and top surgeons. Hundreds of them are already putting their names on the list, despite the hefty price tag of £120,000. Spending some extra cash is no problem for Cowell, especially if it means he could get a chance to live forever. The Britain's Got Talent judge said that he's thinking about preserving his body because he'd regret not doing it in 300 years' time. Cowell called cryogenics a form of insurance policy and stated it's a good idea because he would get a second chance of life if it actually worked. Simon later changed his tune and said he doesn't want to be frozen after all because they chop off your head when they freeze you. Even the guy who polished the axe for Jack Torrance wants that mental image out of his head. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more great content on a daily basis, make sure to click the subscribe button and check out one of the other 2 videos on the screen.